week, we got the White House lashing out at people who are commenting on Biden freezing up. Justin Timberlake getting arrested for drink driving. Kim Jong-un glazing Putin like you've never seen someone glaze before. And the world's first hour-long superhero movie entirely edited on CAPCUT. All of that and so much more. We've got a packed one today, so we better get cracking. Okay, I want to kick today's video off with Biden because this whole situation is getting insane. So over the past couple of weeks, the president has been very busy. And because he's had to attend so many events, he's been in the public eye a lot. And as we all know from the past, that's always not been the greatest thing for him. Now, we've already seen the countless memes of him not knowing how to get off the stage or it's some incoherent sentence he said. But honestly, these most recent ones kind of shocked everyone. For starters, at the G7 summit with all of the other leaders of the Western world, there's a video of all of them, watching this guy land with his parachute. And they're all facing at the direction that you're watching right now. And Biden, all of a sudden, kind of just turns and starts looking in a completely different direction. You can see a couple of them kind of like look over, like, am I supposed to be looking at something? What are we doing here? And that's when the Italian prime minister kind of walks in front of everyone and then kind of like shuffles over and just redirects him and says like, oh, this is what you should be looking at. And that was that. Not long after that, there was a fundraising event that he attended with Obama. And it shows them getting up, waving to the crowd before you would expect them to leave the stage. Only problem is, Biden seems to hang around a little too long for Obama's liking. So Obama kind of like takes Biden by the hand and then kind of like walks him off stage while his hand is around him. And people went crazy. Then there's another video of him standing motionless while everyone around him is dancing and moving. And this is kind of a motionless that, you're just seeing the clip. And then most recently, this.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to do so.
Now keep in mind, all I'm doing is describing what's happening in these videos. You are just watching them and making up your own mind as to whether they're odd or they're completely normal. And I say that because the White House has recently hit back at everyone that is concerned watching these videos about Biden's health. But just listen to what they say.
I'm saying that there have been, in recent weeks, there have been cheap fakes videos that have been fact-checked. They've been fact-checked. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to deliver for the American people. They are cheap fakes video. They are done in bad faith. And some of your news organization have been very clear, have stressed that these the right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem.
Oh, okay. Now, to be honest, being from the UK, I'm not really that invested in US politics, so I'm neither Trump nor Biden. But just on an objective level, how can you call these videos false? Like, you're telling me to not believe what my eyes are seeing. How? What? I mean, they argue about there's more context to these clips. I've seen the full context, and arguably, they're worse. So unless they are made with AI or something, which they are not, you can't tell me that they're false. That is crazy gaslighting. And to be fair, I get it. There's no scenario where his spokesperson comes out and says, yeah, you know what, to be fair, Biden's cooked. So I get that they have to say it's false. Anyway, what do you guys think about it? Is Biden cooked or, is he fine? And 4 more years he can push through. But we must move on to our next topic because Justin Timberlake arrested for drink driving. The flip. Police say that they pulled him over after they saw him run a red light and swerve in and out of lanes in his 2025 BMW. Damn. Bro's got a 2025 car in 2024. He's got the hookup. Now, they asked him to get out of the car after they noticed he had slurred speech. They could smell alcohol on his breath. And after he failed a few intoxication tests. I think we actually have the footage of when they asked him to walk in a straight line. Let me just play this one.
Change your life. Give me that chance to be a man.
Okay, whoop, sorry. I think that was the wrong one. I think it's this one. Okay, you know what? Never mind. He was taken to jail, where he spent the night, and he was released the next morning without needing to post bail. So, I don't know if that's let off lightly. Don't really know what the things are, the laws are in America about drink driving. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so we've all just seen Messi launch his new drink business, Mas Plus, which is going to be directly competing with Prime. I mean, look at them. Heck, you might accidentally check out with the wrong one because they look so similar. But now, there's going to be a third kid on the block. Yeah, because we've now just heard that Mr. Beast, potentially the biggest kid on the block, is now entering the drinks market too. And honestly, it's gonna go crazy. And we've kind of heard about this before he was ready to announce it. Because if you remember, he had a burger company called Beast Burger, and it was doing great until it wasn't. People started complaining about the poor quality, like raw meat, small portion sizes, bad packaging, cold food, and things went so crazy that Mr. Beast himself decided to sue the company that was running Beast Burger. Now, they've been battling it out in court, but because of that, we now have new court documents which let us know some very interesting things about his business. First of all, the court documents revealed that Mr. Beast expects to bring in $700 million in revenue this year. That is crazy. Almost $1 billion for a YouTuber. Honestly, that's all I can do. And keep in mind, last year was $223 million in revenue, so that growth is insane. And we also found out that next year he plans to launch 2 new products, a mobile game and a beverage brand, a beverage brand. And here's the part that I find just so fascinating, because Logan Paul and KSI launched Prime on the 4th of January 2022. That same month, Mr. Beast launched Feastables on the 29th of January 2022. So both of them launched at pretty much the same time. And it was really interesting to see which would do better, because they were both from massive YouTubers, and both of them these new products. Which would be the better choice? An edible one or a drinkable one? And the results are in. Prime went on to become the fastest selling drink of all time, making well over $1 billion in 1 year, while Feastables kind of fell apart in comparison. He even had to entirely redo the ingredients because he himself said that he wasn't the biggest fan of the first edition. And it's not just that, it's also the comparison of which product would you be more likely to consume. I mean, Prime send me drinks, and I could easily drink 1 Prime a day. No problem, because it's 20 calories and it's got electrolytes in there that I already consume. But if Mr. Beast were to send me Feastables, there's no way I'm eating a chocolate bar a day. And honestly, launching a drink is like the holy grail because of the quantity of consumption. But because it is the holy grail, it also makes it one of the hardest markets to break into as a new brand. And that's why Prime is so unique, just as a business, regardless of whether you like it or hate it. And I think that Mr. Beast is kind of seeing that now. And the interesting part is that he gets way more views and way more attention than Logan Paul and KSI potentially combined. So if he did launch a competitor to Prime, and it actually turned out better, we could very easily see it absolutely dominate in 2025. And I have no problem jumping over to Beast, I don't know what he'd be calling it. I'll drink Mass Plus, I'll drink Beast beverages, I just will not eat a Feastables every single day. So I guess the question is for you guys, if Mr. Beast did launch a new drink, who are you gonna go with? Logan Paul and KSI or Mr. Beast? Moving on. Okay, let's talk about this juicy, succulent story. This one is a banger. For the first time in over 24 years, Vladimir Putin is visiting North Korea, and this is a massive deal for Kim Jong-un. And if you don't know Kim Jong-un, you may know him as this guy. The theme song. Now, he was rolling out the red carpets in preparation for Putin's visit. He hung pictures of his face everywhere, he lined the streets with Russian flags. And like, just for context for how big this is for him, the last time that Putin visited Russia was in the year 2000, and that was to see his dad, because his dad at that time was the leader of the country. So he's got some, pretty big shoes to fill. I don't really know if they were big shoes to fill, What's the average shoe size in North Korea? Alex will put it there. I don't know. Anyway, since it's been so long, you might be wondering, why now? Well, to put it really simply, Russia needs weapons and ammunition, and North Korea needs money. So that's why. But when Putin finally turned up, he arrived at 3 a.m. in the morning, several hours late, which actually, fun fact, he has kind of a reputation for. It's said that how late he is to one of these meetings is a sign of the level of respect he has for the other party. So, for perspective, he was 4 hours late for Germany, damn, he didn't like them, 3 hours late with Japan, 80 minutes late for the United Nations, and 50 minutes late for Pope Francis. This is interesting. China is the only country he has never kept waiting. Cool. Anyway, back to this. He was greeted by Kim on the red carpet. They shared a bit of a bro hug, you know, the side one. You don't fully embrace. That's, yeah, just a bro hug. He was given some of, honestly, the nicest flowers I've ever seen. Why aren't I wined and dined like that? You know, can you, one of you, send me a bouquet of flowers like that? God.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But when it came time to, you know, who should get in the car first, neither of them would budge. And you could just imagine North Korea, Russia. Anyway, Putin actually was the one who conceded, finally. And when he did, they were followed by, honestly, what looks like every police bike in the country. That's like best comparison I can think of. Winter Wonderland. Alex will show you a comparison. What does that look like? Alex, what does that look like? At night. North Korea even lit up the infamous abandoned hotel, which they never finished. You know, that's a whole other story. Look it up. It's really fun. But but they dazzled that bitch up with, am I allowed to say that? They dazzled it up, okay? And it had words like friendship and welcome Putin. And this is all despite their chronic electricity shortage. Alex, this is when you show what North Korea looks like at night compared to South Korea via satellite image. Insane. When the morning arrived, they put on a massive welcome ceremony with thousands of spectators lined up neatly in rows, hundreds of people holding and waving the Russian flag. You had military marches, balloons, bands, cannons, confetti, towering portraits of the two leaders. I wonder how they made that. Oh, and here is my favorite part. I was in disbelief that they actually did it, but they played this channel's favorite song, Our Friendly Father. Alex, play it. Well, there you go. That's in your head for the rest of the week. I mean, it's insane because all of that for Putin. I mean, we've all seen the well-documented human rights issue that North Korea has. So the fact that they spent this amount of money on that, kind of wild. But hey, who am I to say how to run a country? That's actually up for Alex. I think Alex is the type of guy that would want to run a country. I don't know, maybe from the shadows. Either way, Putin appreciated Kim Jong-un's glazing so much that he returned a gift of his own. He gave him a luxury Russian, it's a rip-off of a Rolls-Royce, but it's a luxury Russian car called the Urus Senat, which is priced at around $300,000. They then had a one-on-one meeting behind closed doors in which it is reported, now we were getting serious, stop the fun, in which it's reported that they signed a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement that provides mutual help in the event of aggression against either of them. So if you live in any Western country, or are an ally of any Western country, that's pretty massive. Because if the US or the UK wants to kick shit off, like we always know these countries are trying to teeter and do, then we've got a country that's allied with Russia that's extremely unpredictable. Like, this is the country that sent trash balloons over to South Korea with waste and trash. Like, this is the country that has nuclear weapons. Anyway, NATO has responded to this by saying that this demonstrates that our security faces a threat that is not regional, but global. Woo! All right. With that fun out of the way, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to this one because it is... it's so funny. So a video has been going viral recently of an England fan apparently waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, still in the now deserted stadium after the game with Serbia versus England on Monday, Sunday, it's one of the 2 days. Now, when I saw this, first of all, I laughed out loud, and then I had to be like, okay, is this real? So I kind of went a little bit extra to verify this. I managed to get the number of the guy who originally posted the video. I know it's unnecessary, but I called him and I was like, is this real? He said, yes, 100% real, and that guy is his friend. But don't just take his word for it, because he was in fact in the same stadium that England played Serbia. And I also checked the temperatures of the city that night because he looked very cold in the video, and it was 12 degrees Celsius on Monday night, or Sunday night, one of the two. So yeah, he would be cold. Now, as for how CCTV or security missed him, his friend says he doesn't know yet. He did say that he might have fallen asleep on the toilet after not being able to handle those German beers. I don't even know. This is crazy, man. Anyway, that must... Honestly, that will probably go down as one of the most iconic videos of the Euros. Oh, actually, talking about that, remember that video that I played last week of the Albanian fans snapping spaghetti as a taunt to Italian fans? Now, I found that one hilarious, but I then saw these two girls copying that video, and oh my lord, it's a painful watch. Now, I'm sorry because I didn't mean to show you this, and I don't even have it. Like, Alex, I'll just send you the link after to show these people, but I was forced to watch it. So now you will be too. I might just watch it to remind myself of how cringe it was.
Surprise for the French fans. Let's go.
Why are you jumping like that? Why are you running away?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Okay, whatever. Way to ruin something that I really loved. I'm sorry for doing you like that. I should get a whipping for having to put you through it. Actually, speaking about whipping, whoa, I missed one video and I didn't whip anyone, and you guys deserved it. So everyone, right now, like the video and comment because you do not want to end up like the following people. Man, I thought we were kind of over this, and I was like, you know what, I'm not whipping anyone. Like, I didn't want to do that anymore. But then I read some of these comments. Yes, I do still have a whip. Let me just crack the whip so we get a little bit of scaredness. Wasn't this crack? All right, that is it. Vigmaster said, well, bro forgot to whip us, so I bet his next episode will be late. Two things in there. Didn't forget, and the next episode, which I'm recording today, will be on time. So, Vigmaster, this is what you get. One Bazaar said, I got a whip of my own now. Huh? You think, well, what are you gonna do? You gonna do this? I bet you can't. Ah! Huh? You can't whip me, I can whip you. Sheena, I know that you're a good friend of the channel, but woo, this one deserves a beating. What in the Crocodile Dundee vest are you wearing, my man? Alex, show him what I was wearing. That's called fashion, okay? Whipping for you. Oh, actually, and the 39 other people that liked it, you're also getting this. You get a windmill whipping. I need to do it. Okay, Alex, can we put this over here? Because I'm getting a windmill whipping over here. Ah, windmill whipping. Dylan forgot the third thing in life that's certain. Dylan forgets his whip. Ha! Inconvenient for you, QS. Thought I forgot to whip, huh? Now you're gonna get a jumping whip. Watch this. Take my Crocs off for this one, huh? How about that? Whoa! Woo! Man, it feels good to serve justice. You better like and comment because you do not want to end up like that, eh? I struck fear into all of your heart. Okay, with the whipping out of the way, let me do you guys an absolute solid. For anyone too broke to go on holiday this year, but you do have a girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, sister, best friend, you might want to pay attention. Because I recently stumbled upon a website that will change your life because it's called the Camel Calculator. And to put it simply, it tells you how many camels someone is worth. Now, bear with me here, because one camel in Dubai starts at around $55,000. Oh, yeah, now I heard your ears perk up. The ears perk up. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. So, tip number one over here. Okay, think about who you're selling. Let's say it is your best friend, okay? Just think of your best friend. If she is a female, you put in her age, her height, her hair color, hair length, eye color, boob size, and figure. You click calculate, and here you go. Someone with those dimensions and details will be worth around 83 camels, or roughly $4.5 million. Woo! Now you can not only go on holiday, but you can potentially go on holiday for the rest of your life. All you need to do is sell someone for a couple camels. Good. Actually, I'd love to know, how many camels is Alex worth? Alex, I want you to go through this, if just in case you kind of like, we don't keep you on as an editor and we just wanted to get our money back. Yeah, how many camels could I get for Alex? Right here. And then how many camels could I get? Does Alex know my dimensions? I don't know. He could just guess them. Now, with that golden piece of information that you have now got for the rest of your life that no one else has, It's only here, an NEWSDADDY exclusive. Let's move on to our last and, my personal favorite story of the day. A group of teenagers in Africa have just created the world's first superhero movie that's an hour long, and they did it entirely on their phone and edited it on CAPCUT. Now, for anyone that has never used CAPCUT before, you might not be like mind blown right now, but for anyone that has, oh my lord, your jaw is on the floor right now. Editing a 10-minute video on CAPCUT, that is, like regular, just normal cuts, nothing serious, that would be really tough on like an iPhone 13, 14. But they did over an hour, and the edits that you're seeing right now, it took them a staggering 2 months to edit this. So when I saw it, I had to reach out to them and get some of the details. They call themselves the African Cinematic Universe. Yes, we got the African Cinematic Universe before GTL. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to speak with you again. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, and it's very late that I'm recording this, but I couldn't be late for another video. I couldn't. I feared the repercussions and the riots in the comments. Scratch that. Moment of weakness. I feared nothing. And if anything, you should fear me. I feel like I'm not putting up the greatest front right here. Okay, moving back to what we were talking about. Filming process took about 7 days and was all shot on a borrowed iPhone 10. All of the editing, including the VFX, the sound effects, was all done on CAPCUT on a Samsung 7S Edge and an Amazon Fire tablet. And these are the real ones that you're seeing right now. They're cracked, they look used as hell, and they produced that. And as if all of this needed to be any harder, they did all of it without any food or water, because when they filmed this, it was the month of Ramadan. Now, their ultimate fear when they were working on all of this was that their phone would crash during the export process and they would lose all of their work. That has happened to me on a couple of minute video. I couldn't imagine what it feels like on an hour-long movie. So what they did is they cut it into segments of 13 to 16 minutes and then exported those. And then by a stroke of luck, someone who saw the trailer that they dropped was like, this is so insane. I'm gonna donate you a PC so you can export the entire thing. They put it all together, exported it, and the rest is history. I mean, they even had a premiere for its release. Man, if these guys get their hands on real editing equipment, not only is Alex cooked, no, Alex is the... Fun fact, I don't know if Alex will allow me to share this with you guys, and Alex, just cut it out if you don't want me to, but Alex learned recently that he spent 3-4 months in a shipping container when he wanted to start editing. That's the dedication that our editor on the NEWSDADDY empire has. Long story, we can talk about that another day, but yeah, he did live in a shipping container. The hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, what I was meant to say was if they get their hands on real editing equipment, Hollywood is cooked. So when they posted their video and it didn't get a huge amount of traction, I was like, they need more recognition. So I posted on my TikTok and they sent me a message and said within the first 13 hours, they had multiple people reaching out to them and offering them certain opportunities. And they even got an international interview, which I'll have to catch up on and see how it went and all of that. But yeah, it's good to see that they're getting just even like a tiny portion of the recognition that they deserve. Woo! Okay. Damn, we made it to the end of the video. I am exhaustido, and the video is not late. I will see you on Monday. I made it to the end, and I'm tired. I love you!